Episode 13, Mindset Metamorphosis, Dream Big, Act Bigger, the proven formula for turning vision into reality by Banwo. Opsy Bee's business was growing, and he was learning to balance action with education. However, his ambition often led him to set enormous goals without breaking them down into manageable steps. This oversight was about to teach him another important lesson. One evening, Opsy was brainstorming ideas for his next big project. He envisioned launching an expansive online course that covered every aspect of digital marketing. The idea was grand, but the more he thought about it, the more overwhelmed he felt.
Feeling lost, Opsy called Jay for advice. Jay, I've got this huge idea for an online course, but it's so overwhelming. I don't even know where to start, Opsy confessed, his voice heavy with frustration. Jay's response was practical. Opsy, big goals are great, but you need to break them down into smaller, manageable steps. Set milestones to track your progress. It's about taking baby steps to reach your big dream.
Opsy realized Jay was right. His tendency to think big often left him feeling paralyzed by the enormity of his goals. Determined to change his approach, Opsy decided to break his project into smaller, actionable tasks. He grabbed a notebook and started by outlining the main modules of his online course. Then, he broke each module down into individual lessons, and each lesson into key points he wanted to cover. This process made the project seem more achievable.
One afternoon, while working on his outline, Opsy received an email from a follower. Hi, Opsy, I love your content, and I'm excited about your upcoming course. Just curious, how do you plan such big projects without feeling overwhelmed? Best, Anna.
Opsy smiled, realizing that he wasn't alone in his struggle. He replied honestly, sharing his newfound strategy of breaking down big goals into smaller steps. With his plan in place, Opsy began working on the first lesson of his course. He focused on completing one task at a time, celebrating each small victory along the way. This approach not only made the project manageable, but also kept him motivated. As he progressed, Opsy noticed that his stress levels decreased and his productivity increased. Each milestone he reached gave him a sense of accomplishment and propelled him forward.
Opsy, I've heard about your new course. How's it going? It's going well, Maria. I've started breaking down the project into smaller tasks, and it's made a huge difference. I feel more in control and less overwhelmed. That's great to hear. I used to struggle with big projects too, but once I started setting milestones, everything became more manageable. Keep at it, Opsy.
Inspired by his progress, Opsy decided to share his new approach with his audience. He wrote a blog post about the importance of setting milestones and taking baby steps to achieve big goals.
Dear readers, big dreams can be overwhelming, but breaking them down into smaller, manageable steps can make all the difference. I've learned to set milestones and celebrate small victories along the way. This approach has transformed my productivity and reduced my stress. I encourage you to try it. Sincerely, Opsy Bee.
The response was overwhelmingly positive. Many of his followers appreciated the practical advice and felt inspired to apply the same strategy to their own goals. As Opsy continued to set milestones and take baby steps, his project progressed steadily. He felt more confident in his ability to achieve his big dreams, one step at a time. His audience noticed the change and appreciated the transparency and practical guidance he provided. One evening, as he prepared for another coaching session with Mr. Parker, Opsy reflected on his journey. He realized that setting milestones and taking baby steps had been a crucial lesson, one that had transformed his approach to achieving big goals. Welcome back, Opsy. How are things progressing?
Better than ever, Mr. Parker. I've learned to set milestones and take baby steps, and it's made all the difference. I'm excited for what's next.
Opsy Bee, the aggressive and highly motivated hustler, had learned the importance of breaking down big goals into manageable steps. He was not only building a successful business, but also ensuring it was based on practical application and consistent effort. The adventures ahead promised more opportunities to set and achieve goals, and Opsy was ready to face them with a structured approach and a determined spirit.